I'm Lazy Louie, and I'm here to do a little interview with a man by the name of Alvin Youngblood Hart. And Mr. Hart's been playing around in Baton Rouge a little bit. He was at the Dyson House about a month ago, and put on a very nice show. So,
Good fun.
Yeah, it's a nice place.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, tell us, Bo Diddley, Chuck Berry. I mean, you like those guys?
Yeah, just about anybody on the radio in the late '60s, early '70s.
Is that when you were growing up, listening to the radio?
Yeah. I was born in '63.
Well, you're a young fella.
I don't feel it.
Yeah.
I was once.
Yeah. Yeah, you were growing up when everything was changing. You know, I'm about 10 years older than you, so I kind of remember that era where everybody had a little radio. You hung out on the corner, and every week you heard something that you never heard before, and you kind of wondered, how did they do that? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you had that. We used to actually have the first neighborhood I lived in had a record man, like the ice cream man, like the Good Humor Man. This guy drove around in a, I think it was an old Chevy panel truck with horns, PA horns on the top of it, and actually had would spin 45s, so like if a new James Brown 45 came out or something, he would have it. You could buy it off the street.
Nice. So where was this?
Don't have anything like that anymore. That was in the Bay Area, about a half hour outside of Oakland.
Oh, okay. So you were in all that California stuff that was going on in the late 60s? Or?
Well, I wasn't into much of nothing but kindergarten in the late 60s. But
you were still a youngster then.
Yeah. But, I mean, I saw things going on, back then.
Like what kind of stuff? Besides the
well, I just remember, every neighborhood had 2 or 3 local bands, Every other neighbor had a band, so we had a band lived up the street from us called the D Dynamics.
D-Dynamics?
Best band name ever, man.
Yeah. Now, who came up with that name?
I don't know. They were, they were like, let's say they were like, high school age when I was 3, 4 years old,
Okay.
So they would let us come up and hang out in the garage when they practice, and maybe let us hit the guitar a little bit or something,
So how did you get started with this?
With
what was it?
With the guitar, it was just I think kind of natural thing of coming up in the late '60s, where the guitar was kind of like the video game of the late '60s, and if you were a lucky kid, now you get a video game. Back then, you got a guitar. So.
Did anybody else in your family play, or was it something brand new? Did you learn from older brothers?
There's a lot of musicians in the family and stuff, but I mean, both of my older brothers played, as well. So.
And you started off on guitar?
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Yeah, I had a couple of false starts,
With other instruments?
No, just with the guitar.
Oh, like the wrong guitar or what?
Like the first guitar I got was kind of a toy thing when I was 7, or something like that. So just break all the strings and just start losing the pieces of the guitar here and there. Then got another false start when I was about 9 or so, and my middle brother actually started taking lessons. My oldest brother already played. So, another false start at 9, another one at 12. And then when I was in junior high, I had some friends who they had inherited their older sister's guitars from their older sister's Joni Mitchell phase and stuff, And,
so it was acoustic?
So
you were starting off playing acoustic?
So it was either or, whatever we started off playing whatever we could get our hands on, So it got to be like a competition, with us teenage boys. Hey man, do you know this? No, show me that. So
yeah.
like that. And just kind of, it was a high school thing. And unfortunately, I ended up changing high schools quite a bit. So, I'd moved to a new place, and I didn't really have nothing else to do but play. So
Okay.
that was the lucky part of it, I guess. But I just kind of stayed with it.
So that was kind of like a way to meet people.
Actually, not. No,
Really?
Yeah, it was because it was more of a woodshed kind of thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Because I didn't know any people, so let me,
So you
play
spent
it.
your time practicing, getting better.
Yeah, hopefully,
Well, you
in theory.
you got to put in the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And back in those days, it was. I can't speak for how it is now. Back then, it was sort of a fun experience, to start with nothing, no knowledge of any of it whatsoever. Pick out bits and pieces, from just hearsay, this and that, and now it's too easy, here we got the video, whatever.
Yeah, now you
lessons
got
and all.
YouTube, everything's tabbed out if you can't read music, and people are explaining stuff to you. But back in those days, you had to listen. You had to get the record and listen to it.
You had to get the record. You had to watch Hee Haw,
Yeah, watching Hee Haw. I thought Buck Owens was underrated.
Oh, yeah. He is, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he had a career before that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
He was kind of a bad guy for a while. Then they put him on Hee Haw, and he became a fool. Right. But he did that Streets of Bakersfield stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buck Owens fan, man.
All right. And then they put him in the movies.
Yep.
They made a big star out of him.
He called it.
That's right. Yeah. Well, they had good people on Hee Haw. They had good
for sure.
guest stars.
Sit there and watch Hee Haw on YouTube for hours.
Yeah. Or like the Johnny Cash show from back in those days, where he had great guests.
Oh, yeah. Derek and the Dominoes on Johnny
right.
Cash show.
That's right. Yeah.
Linda Ronstadt, we're not going to talk about that episode, though.
Okay. All right. So you learned from listening to the radio, listening to it, and trading.
Mostly, I'd get a little 101 from somebody somewhere. That was kind of rare, One sort of funny point of inspiration was my Uncle Reuben, who used to come over our house Christmas Day every year, because my mom would be making breakfast. So he was my dad's uncle, my great uncle, actually. And he would come over there. When I was 10, my brother got a new guitar for Christmas. So what happened? Uncle Reuben came over that morning, and he grabbed the guitar and he tuned it up to some open tuning, and he started playing on it and getting a beat going, like. And me and my brother are like,
You were like,
what just happened?
Wait a minute, how you do that?
Yeah,
Show me that again. Yeah.
So we'd, hang around him a little bit whenever possible and pick up a little bit more. And I used to have a tape. It got damaged from a gasoline spill in the back of my pickup, but there was a tape of me and my Uncle Reuben playing. He was playing piano, and I was playing guitar. And then another part of the tape, he was playing guitar. And I had it forever and lost it. I think I made it. I made the tape in 1980.
Okay.
When I was 17. And
It was a cassette or 8-track?
yeah, cassette.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And I lost it around 1994 when I was cutting trees at that point in time, and had a gas can spill over and onto the tape.
It's just not fair.
That was it.
All that sentimental value,
Oh yeah. History.
all the love that went into that thing.
Oh yeah. But yeah, Uncle Reuben was a bit of a local, homegrown influence there for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I had an Uncle Johnny who did that for me.
Right.
He was a
Yeah.
bluegrass guy,
Right.
and my first time I
What
remember
instrument
seeing
did he
him, he was a guitar player,
guitar,
but he wasn't much of a player. But he was a natural harmonizer. So people used to invite him to be in the band because he could hear you, and he could sing along with you, and he could just harmonize.
Good to have that guy.
You know, yeah, he just had the ear for it. But I heard him singing. I used to go visit my grandmother on Saturday mornings. She lived in a little apartment upstairs. I walked in the door, and she would always be cooking bacon and eggs. And she's cooking bacon and eggs and flipping the grease up onto the eggs to fry the edges and stuff and make them all crispy. And there's some guy sitting in the corner playing a guitar singing, "Hey, good looking, what you got cooking?"
All right.
And I was like, "Grandma, who is that guy?" He said, "That's your Uncle Johnny. He just got home from Germany." And that kind of got me hooked on that.
All right.
Yeah.
It's good to have that.
Oh, yeah. At some point, somewhere along the line, everybody's got that kind of a story. That,
Yeah.
you know,
Hopefully, you don't just want, hey kid, where'd you learn?
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
got the
went-
best of Hot Licks video.
Yeah. I went to
Vol-
Juilliard, and that's what
Volume
they
2,
taught me. Yeah. Yeah, you got to have you have to have like a moment of inspiration in your life where it just hit you, and you were like, I got to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky in the fact that, like, my first high school, the one in Southern California, had guitar class. Where else you gonna have guitar
Yeah.
class? They had guitar class, so I learned, a G chord, a D chord, a C chord, that stuff that I wasn't learning at home, the guys down the street
Yeah.
and stuff. So that kind of helped out a lot, Then
So that's where you learn a little musical theory. What goes with what,
Yeah.
and what chords go with what other
Yeah.
chords.
yeah, minuscule, but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
right.
the funny thing was I left that school and moved to the Midwest, to Ohio. And I got to Ohio, and the principal was reading my transcript, looking at what classes I take. Guitar, we don't have that.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
So you didn't get credit for that one. Those
No.
credits didn't.
Well, the credit
they didn't
counted,
transfer.
But
Yeah.
I ended up like
Yeah,
extra
'cause,
study hall or something like that.
Because Ohio, I hate to say it, but it's not a hotbed of rock and roll.
Well, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was at one. The McCoys.
But
Right,
you found something in Ohio that kept you going.
Yeah, I just practice a lot,
Okay. All right. So what kind of stuff you playing now? What do you like to do more than anything else?
Just kind of play whatever inspires me to play.
Well, do you have something you want to play for us now? You got a little tune for us?
Well, I'll play a little something just because I got the guitar tuned up here. Do you want to play?
Yeah, what key are you in?
I'm an E.
E? Okay.
I thought I was an E.
Uh-oh. You got to tell me what instrument you're
Here,
playing.
give me some notes.
You got an open tuning going? All right. You got words to this? Or is this instrumental?
Mother's children have a hard time some of these days.
Yeah.
Mother's children have a hard time some of these. Get you grief like you don't know. Send you crying from door to door. Nobody treat you like a mother can. Mother dead home. Sister do all she can do now some of these days. Sister do all she can do now some of these. Sister do all she can do. Soon as she married, turn her back on you. Nobody treat you like a mother can. Mother dead Lord. Father do the best he can now some of these days. Father do the best he can now some of these. Father do the best he can. Story things he can't understand. Nobody treat you like a mother can. Mother dead Lord. Mother's children have a hard time some of these days. Mother's children have a hard time some of these. Get you grief like you don't know. Send you crying from door to door. Nobody treat you like a mother can. Mother dead Lord.
That was real nice. Yeah, that was. I believe those people liked it. They might want to hear something else.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We're
They're
getting
gonna
tight.
they're gonna have
Getting
to
tight for time.
They're gonna have to come see you, huh? They're gonna have. Did you like that? How did you like it?
Have to
Well, you know,
see me over there, I guess.
yeah, you're on the foundation stage at 4:45.
Yeah.
All right, so you got to get over there and get started.
Getting close, I guess.
Okay. Well, we can wrap this up. I don't want you to be late for your gig. You want to do another one?
Whatever's clever, whatever works.
Let's do one more, and then we'll call it a day. You gonna stay in E? All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I think so. evening, just can't take my breath out. Lay down in the evening, just can't take my breath out. 'Cause my mind get to rambling like the wild horses in the west. Yeah. Said it ain't but the one thing, baby, sure keep worrying my mind. Said it ain't but the one thing, baby, sure keep worrying my mind. Want a cool drink of water and yeah, get me turpentine. Man, what kind of thing is that? Wanna know, baby, where you stay last night? Wanna know, baby, where you stay last night? Say you didn't come home till the sun was shining bright. Sun shining bright, baby. It's your blue or money, babe. I sure be a millionaire. It's your blue or money, baby. I sure be a millionaire. But it's all I can do just to keep out the electric chair. All I can do, baby.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Alvin Youngblood Hart.
Thank you.
And he will be on the foundation stage
Right.
at 4:45. So get ready. We will see you there.